Okay, let's go over the answers to your worksheet, Predicting Products of Chemical Reactions. I would like for you to also have your ion list out. So if you need to pause the video for a second while you get your ion list out, please do. So we went over 1 and 2 in class. Just kind of a refresher. Remember that both of these are double displacement because you have 2 compounds that you're given and 2 blanks to fill. And your cations are switching partners. So remember, you can't have 2 positives together or 2 negatives together, opposite charges. You always write the positive ion first, then the negative ion. It is okay if you switch your answers. So for instance, in number 1, if you had NaNO3 in the first blank plus AgCl in the second blank, that is okay. You just cannot write ClAg. That is wrong. You always write the Ag first because it's positive, then the Cl next. Number 2 we went over in class also, so let's pick up with number 3. So number 3 is a double displacement reaction because you have 2 compounds and you have 2 blanks. So what you're going to want to do is look on your ion list and figure out their charges. So we have sodium that has a positive charge, nitrate a negative charge, silver positive charge, nitrate -1 charge, sodium +1, carbonate -2, okay? So when you go to write your products, we can't again have silver and sodium together because they both have positive charges, and you need a new product. So that means silver is going to go with the carbonate. So we have Ag that has a positive charge, carbonate that has a 2 negative charge. So when you cross and drop, remember this 2 is going down here, and then this 1 is going over here. So that means that your formula will be Ag2CO3. And then we'll look at combining sodium and nitrate. So sodium has a +1, nitrate has a -1. They both have a charge of 1, so you have NaNO3. And then we're going to go on and balance. Okay. Number 4 is also a double replacement reaction in which we have 2 compounds and we have 2 blanks. Barium has a +2 charge, chloride has a -1, sodium has a +1, and CrO4 has a -1. Chromate has a charge of -2. Okay, so again, we can't have 2 positives together, so Ba and Na will not go together. To form a new product, that means Ba has to combine with the chromate. Okay, so when you cross and drop, you get Ba2CrO4, 2, and then you can reduce that down by 2 to get 1. So that means your compound here would be Ba, CrO4, and then we have sodium and chloride that are coming together. So when you cross and drop those, you get the formula NaCl. And then you would go in and balance. We would need to put a 2 here. Our next reaction is single replacement because we have a single element and a compound and we have 2 blanks. So that means we're going to have a new single element and a new compound. So we'll change this to the zinc ion This is going to be iron 3, and the reason why it's iron 3 and not iron 2 is because chloride has a charge of -1. So we can't have zinc and iron together because, again, they have a positive charge. So that means iron is going to be our new single element, okay? And then we're going to have zinc and chloride that will come together to form your compound. So again, that 2 will be going here. This 1 is dropping down there. So you get the formula of ZnCl2. And we would balance 3, 2, 2, and 3. And again, if you wrote the compound ZnCl2 in the first blank and then iron in the second blank, that is okay. Number 6 is also a single replacement. Chromium is going to have a +2 charge. Lead is going to be +2 because of the fact that nitrate has a charge of -1. So lead and chromium cannot go together because they both have a charge, positive charge. So that means that lead will be your new single element, and it's not diatomic. So in number 5, notice we didn't make it F2 because iron is not a diatomic. That's the same thing with lead. It's not a diatomic, okay? And then we're going to combine our chromium that has a +2 charge with our nitrate that has a -1 charge. So that means this 2 is going to go over here. So we'll need to put parentheses around the NO3. And this 1 is going to drop down and go over here. So our compound will be Cr parentheses NO3 parentheses 2. Number 7, we did this one in our notes. It also is a single replacement reaction because we have a compound and we have a single element. So we break these up. Notice this time we have 2 anions and a cation. We can't have chlorine and bromine going together. So we can't have the chloride and the bromide combining to make a compound because they have like charges. It's like putting 2 north poles of a magnet together. So that means that chlorine and sodium will combine together. And your compound when you cross and drop is NaCl. And that means bromine is your new single element, but bromine is diatomic, so we will write Br2 and then go in and balance. Oh, and number 6, you did not need to balance. It was already balanced, but 7, you would have to go in and balance. Number 8 is also a single replacement reaction because we're starting with a compound. Aluminum will become the ion with a +3 charge, iodine -1, and bromide is your single element, or bromine is your single element. We're going to change it to bromide, the ion. Again, we can't have 2 negatives together, so that means bromine will combine with aluminum that has a +3 charge, bromine a -1. So when you cross and drop, the 3 will go down here. The 1 will go over here. So our new compound is AlBr3, and our new single element is iodine. But again, iodine is diatomic in nature. And then you would go in and you would balance. Number 9 is a double replacement reaction because we have 2 compounds, we have 2 blanks. So we have hydrogen and a chloride, potassium and carbonate. Okay, so again, we can't have hydrogen and potassium going together because they both have a positive charge. So that means hydrogen must combine with the carbonate ion. Carbonate is CO3. The 3 stays with the carbonate, and it has a -2 charge. So that 2, when you cross, is going to come over here and drop down. This is understood to be a 1, so that's going to cross and go down there. So your new one of your new compounds is H2CO3. And then we have potassium and chloride that both have a charge of 1. So when you cross and drop that one, you get the formula of KCl. And then you go in and you would balance 2 and 2, and you are finished. Number 10, this is a sign that you're working with a synthesis reaction because you have 2 single elements or 2 simple substances, magnesium and diatomic oxygen, and you're given 1 blank. So that means they're combining together. So you have to change magnesium to the ion, the magnesium ion, and diatomic oxygen to the oxide ion. Cross and drop, you get Mg2O2, and remember you can reduce that to 1, so that would be MgO. And then you would go in and balance. Number 11 is an example of a decomposition, because we're starting with a complex substance and you're given 2 blanks to break it down. So what 2 elements make up this compound? Hydrogen and oxygen. But when you write oxygen and hydrogen by themselves, what do you need to do? You need to make them diatomic, so H2 and O2. And then you would go in and balance. If you have any questions, please come in and see me or go to chemistry tutoring. Have a good weekend. Be safe.